Support us here on the Love and Live show?
Yes.
If so, join the Hustlers! What does it take to be a hustler? Join us on the platform, buy me a coffee, and join our membership over there.
Yes.
Some of the perks that you can get over there
Yes.
are your name in our videos and live stream. We're going to be promoting you, doing a little extra something.
Yes.
We're also going to give you guys some additional content. Not just the stuff we have here on YouTube.
No,
but some extra special
Yes.
stuff just for you guys, the hustlers.
The hustler. I'm a hustler, baby. I'm going to give you like downloadable contents that you can have only a limited time.
Okay.
But it's exclusive to our Rummy My Money Hustlers.
So you can see what Queen is cooking over there. You also will have personalized videos ran here on our live streams.
Yes. And we're going to also highlight one of our members every month.
Put you in the spotlight, give you a highlight.
Because you're so special to us.
All
we
right.
love you.
So, are you feeling like a hustler?
I'm feeling like a hustler, baby.
If so, join us on
On
the
Run Me My Money Hustlers.
Or buy me a coffee.
Crew!
Formerly known as our emoji pack, now it's the Crew!
So it's our Run Me My Money
Crew! As a part of the Run Me My Money Crew, you're going to get your name mentioned in our monthly song, as well as emojis here on YouTube that you can use in our live chat or in our comment section. Here on YouTube, you also have the opportunity to get some additional content that is exclusive to our Run Me My Money emojis, additional content, and your name in the monthly song when you join the Run Me My Money Crew. Join the crew today.
Ain't nothing free about us.
Hey, Run Me My Crew, shining bright. Laughter, day and night. Kicking in with the rooks, climbing high. Yeah, family strong, reaching for the sky. Now we're grooving side by side with hustle hard and endless pride. Run Me My Money Crew, feel the vibe. Super full of parents, sure I'll try. I mean, a coffee hustler standing strong. Love and live, we sing this song. Sing it loud. Cold Reeves, steady as a drum, holding us down where loyalty's from. Real one, always real, got the guiding spark. Big old heart, lighting up the dark. Blue Bear Sandra, fierce through the rain. Strength in her soul, grace in her name. Through highs and lows, she stands tall. Unbreakable spirit, inspiring us all day. With the roots, family pride. Climbing higher, love as our guide. Bond so strong, nothing can divide. Rooted deep, growing far and wide. Let's run Me My Money Crew. Feel the vibe. Super full of parents, sure I'll try. I mean, a coffee hustler standing strong. Love and live, we sing this song. Sing it loud. Run Me My Money Crew, stand tall. Superfood parents, we love y'all. Buy me a coffee, hustlers, keep the grind. Family strong with hearts combined all day. Say it loud. With every Bible shining, house of beds we see to. Trap vision, 3D legacy bold. Stories of passion, heart and gold. Shine. Family strong, heart so true. Superfood parents be all of you. Every beat, every song, sing it rise together, family strong all day. House of X Entertainment, bold and wise. Bringing the fun with soulful ties. Lights, camera, action, watch them glow. Shower moves, big vibes in every show. Bold with the vision, sharp with the plan. Uniting hearts, uplifting every fan. 3D timepiece kings, our legacy taken with that bling bling. We're praying for you, standing near. Through every step, we're right here. Yeah, amateur aquatic edition, game time flair. Jump so sharp, fun everywhere. Victory dances last non-stop. Bringing the hype, taking the top spot. DJ Free Fool, mind with a mission. Faith, love, and pure precision. Guiding us right, keeping hearts in line. Spreading light, divine design. Stay She's the crafting queen. Glitter paper color so clean. So fresh. Cards with love, creativity bright, bringing warmth and pure delight. Alright. Events yours, cocktails with style. Shaking up vibes, making a smile. Sassy, classy, a vibe so new, pouring elegance in all she do. Rare Moon 88, dollhouse dream. Colors popping, playful scene. Great conversations, game on lock. With a beautiful niece, they rock the block. Family strong, heart so true. Superfood parents, they honor you. Every beat, every song, sing it right together, family strong. Clap your hands, stomp your feet, clap family strong. Bringing the heat, feel the heat, shining bright like a superstar. That's who we are, that's who we are. Say it loud. Clap your hands, stomp your feet, clap family strong. Bringing the heat, feel the heat, shining bright like a superstar. That's who we are, that's who we are. Say it loud. Clap your hands, stomp your feet, clap, clap, family strong. Bringing the heat, feel the heat, shining bright like a superstar. That's who we are, that's who we are. Say it loud. That's who we are. That's who we are. Say it loud.
Step into the light where hearts unwind. Conversations deep where love's defined. In the realm where truth takes the stage, Love Lounge opens up the page. Love Lounge, let's take a dive into stories that keep love alive. Feel the pulse, hear the vibe. On Love Lounge we thrive. Whispers of wisdom in every word, connecting hearts that might have blurred. Feel the rhythm of every beat. Love Lounge, the place where souls meet. Love Lounge, let's take a dive in stories that keep love alive. Feel the pulse, hear the vibe. On Love Lounge we thrive. On Love Lounge we thrive. On Love Lounge we thrive. From passion's peak to tender care, journey with us, we share, we dare. A space for hearts to bear their truth. Love Lounge, bringing fresh roots. Love Lounge, just take a dive in stories that keep love alive. Feel the pulse, hear the vibe. Love Lounge, we thrive. Love Lounge, we thrive. Love Lounge, we thrive. On Love Lounge, we thrive. Love Lounge, we thrive. On Love Lounge, we thrive. Love Lounge, just take a dive into stories that keep love alive. Feel the pulse, hear the vibe. On Love Lounge we thrive. Love Lounge, just take a dive. Stories that keep love alive. Feel the pulse, hear the vibe. On Love Lounge we thrive.
Okay, there we go. Welcome in, everybody. How's everybody doing today? You guys know what day it is. It's Thursday. Every Thursday here on the Love and Live show, we do Love Lounge. All right, we talk and discuss different relationship related topics. Have a good discussion, and today's gonna be no different. So I hope everybody's been enjoying their day so far. And welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. I'm going to do a formal welcome in just a second. There's something I want to tweak and help the overall experience of Love Lounge, because I did have to fix some stuff up. But overall, yes, today we're going to be talking about relationship roles. So if you guys got any questions or any piece of our conversation you guys want to throw into the conversation, feel free to drop that into the chat. But for right now, I'm going to be right back after again a quick brief message.
Crew,
formerly known as our emoji pack, now it's the crew.
So it's our Run Me My Money
Crew. As a part of the Run Me My Money crew, you're going to get your name mentioned in our monthly song, as well as emojis here on YouTube that you can use in our live chat or in our comment section. Here on YouTube, you also have the opportunity to get some additional content that is exclusive to our Run Me My Money emojis, additional content, and your name in the monthly song when you join the Run Me My Money crew. Join the crew today.
Ain't nothing free about us.
Special thanks to this Run Me My Money hustler.
Welcome to Superfood Parents, Jingle Superfood Parents. Ooh, oh, oh. Ooh, oh, oh. Let's go. Every bite's a super move. Tasty, fun, and packed with groove. Quick recipes, tips to try. Superfood Parents reaching high. Superfood Parents, Jingle Superfood Parents. Ooh, oh, oh. Ooh, oh, oh.
All right, y'all. We're back at it. Oh, sorry, yeah, we're back at it, guys. So with that being said, we have some folks in the chat. I want to go ahead and get and welcome them in. Sorry, y'all, if it look like I'm preoccupied. I'm just trying to get the Love Lounge backtracked in there, but I might not be able to get it. I'm just going to leave that alone for right now. Anyway, welcome in, everybody. Starting from the top, we got to welcome in somebody who's always well. We got Wellness with Frugal Mama in the building. So nice to see you. Welcome in. And we also got to welcome in Mr. Blue Carpet himself. All right. We've got Prince Daniel in the building. He's saying, hey, guys, I know some of you guys remember the movie Lean on Me. All right. Who was born in that era. Who remembers that? Fair East High song. Okay, Prince Daniel, you coming in on nostalgic vibe. Welcome in. So good to see you in here, Prince Daniel. So again, like stated previously, today we're going to be talking about roles. All right, relationship roles. Who's doing what? Why are we doing what? How's it all going down? Some of you guys may have seen this yesterday. Apparently, I had the live set for yesterday instead of today, so I just switched that. So thank you to anybody who was over there trying to check things out yesterday. But again, we do know it's every Wednesday here on the Love and Live show is when we do Love Lounge. While we're talking about different things here on the Love and Live show, we do got game time that'll be happening tomorrow. Type in chat to play. Lots of good fun interactions and things that we do. Notably, the charades that we do every week. It's been pretty crazy. It's been pretty fun, though. And so I hope to see everybody over there as well. That's another little small talk and conversation. Again, it's Love Lounge, and today we're going to be talking about relationship roles. All right. And so immediately I kind of beg the question, what comes up to your mind? All right. Some people might think about gender roles. Some people might get into it a little bit more and think about it on a different level in terms of just how roles work in relationships. Prince Daniel, you said, how's it going, people? It's going pretty good. So nice to see you again, Prince Daniel, and I appreciate your presence. Thanks for joining us today, Prince Daniel. One thing I would say about you, you always come through here on Love Lounge and have good conversation. You bring good things to the table, and definitely appreciate that, Prince Daniel. But while you're in Prince Daniel, how do you feel about relationship roles? You feel like, what's your idea on that? What's your mindset on that? Um, so yes, all right. So moving forward, let's get into it. So I wanted to get into this. Actually, I asked Queen Lenora what's a good topic for relationship advice, and we got into it with this one. She came with this idea. I created the thumbnail and everything, and was like, all right, this is gonna be a good conversation for us to get into. So just been waiting, and this week we finally at this talking point. Prince Daniel said it's always an honor being. It's always an honor having you, Prince Daniel. Definitely appreciate the conversations you get into. Um, oh, I'm getting a look over here from the other side of the screen. What's going on? What happened? What's going on? Okay. Well, again, Queen Lenore from the sidelines, who was allegedly fired from the Love and Live show, is looking at me just crazy kind of way. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening, y'all. But you know, one thing I can say about the fired folks, you could talk to them in the chat. You know, you can go ahead and have a conversation with them, because you know they over here acting up on the other side of the screen. You know. So again, oh yeah, I'll relay a message. I'll definitely relay a message because these people. Hey,
I guess so.
Fire. Anyway, so we're getting into these conversations today about roles, and I don't know if you guys seen that. There was attempted assassination here on the Love and Live show, y'all. Y'all, breaking news, y'all. I don't. Oh. All right.
That was horrible.
Again, there's some other stuff going on here behind the scenes here in the Love and Live show. Oh, dang. Knock the focus out. All right, y'all. Here we go. There we go. Here we go. Now we good. Now we set. Okay.
I missed it.
All right, y'all.
Where'd you go?
Okay. All right, y'all. He was acting up on the other side of the screen over here. We got some serious business to get into today, y'all. So the first question I kind of want to get into, or a conversation we're going to step into, is this person asked. All right, this person asked this question, and I want to know how everybody else feels about it. Roles and duties of a boyfriend. All right, they're asking what's
boyfriend?
Yes, of a boyfriend. All right, so they said they were recently dating, and you know, they asked them. All right, they were recently dating somebody. All right, and they wanted to be in a relationship with them. Take it to another level, put a title on things. So he asked her to be his girlfriend, but he don't really know what his role should be. All right, he doesn't know like how heavy is this title, and what's reasonable for a boyfriend to do, and what's not reasonable, what's unreasonable. And so pretty much what he's asking is, what do you think the role of a boyfriend is? So as everybody's stepping in, how y'all feel about that conversation? What's something y'all want to kind of throw in or put in it as a piece of conversation to that? Maybe you guys have experience in terms of expectations. Maybe y'all, have some idea y'all can help them with. But I do have to welcome somebody in. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and welcome them in. We're going to go ahead and get into this conversation a little further. But we've got Just Gifted. Welcome in. Just Gifted in here saying hello, good people. Just Gifted. Queen Lenore is here, but she in the background. So, if you want to throw a question at her or say hello to her, I can relay a message as well. Prince Daniel, he said, gender roles. He said, I already know my roles as far as gender role go. I'm supposed to provide for my wife and her and I are a team. We work together, and those are our roles. All right, Prince Daniel. So that's kind of what comes to your mind in terms of gender roles. We got to welcome somebody in. We got the mod in the building. All right, one of the best mods of all time, if not the best. We've got GJ3 Fool. GJ3 is in the building. He said, "What's the role of a boyfriend?" Absolutely. Just get to say, "Hey, Queen Lenore."
Hey.
All right, let me get a little background sound for y'all. So as we in here, I couldn't find a Love Line song. I really like to have that one in the background, but we're just gonna settle for this one. So, y'all, we're getting into it. Pretty much what GJ3 said. All right, this guy right now, he recently asked this young lady to be his girlfriend, but he wants to know what's his role as a boyfriend and how heavy is this title. How do you guys feel about this? Y'all have any opinion or any idea you want to throw in? Should he be worried about it? Should he not? Should he take it lightly? Should it be serious? Anyway, but that's what I want to put in, or that's one of the first questions or conversations to put in. They're just getting together. Literally, he just asked her to be his girlfriend, so he wants to know, as he has put a title, how heavy are things and what should he be expected to do in his role as a boyfriend? Queen Lenore says the same thing he was doing before. How does everybody feel on that one? Me personally, all right, I think when it comes to roles in a relationship, that's something that you guys, I mean, especially if you're dating somebody, you can kind of get a feel in terms of what they can expect or what roles are being established. So even as you just asking them or just putting a title on things, y'all can have a conversation. You can define roles a little bit, understand what's expected and understand what's not. And if you want to move forward, I think, one thing is during like the stage of like a boyfriend and girlfriend, I think that you are getting more of a feel of each other. It's like an extension of dating. You really are learning this person to a greater degree. So I think even with that, you guys have like room to even establish roles in the first place or establish an expectation. But in terms of fresh in a relationship, I don't think there's really any crazy roles that need to be played except for whatever. Again, like what Queen Lenore said, whatever y'all was doing during this dating phase, because that's how they met you. That's how you guys came to be. DJ3 said, well, if he had asked those questions, if he had those kind of questions, then the first thing would have to be ready to listen to all her answers very carefully. All right. So GJ3 is saying you want to step into a relationship, you need to make sure that you need to listen to things very carefully. All right, GJ3. That's one you're throwing in your hat. That's a conversation you're throwing out. If you're going to get inside of the topic of roles and everything like that and ask those kind of questions, and the first thing you have to do is be ready to listen to all of her answers very carefully. All right, GJ3. That's a good piece, good piece of advice that could be given right there. But also, we talk about relationship roles in general too as well. So if you guys have any ideas on that too, you can throw your hats on that or a different conversation piece that y'all want to get into. But right now, we're talking about this dude he just recently got with his girlfriend. He wants to know what his role should be. DJ3 said, you ask her. What I gotta do? You be ready to listen to all of her answers now. That's what GJ3 says. I think sometimes it is simple and put in the communication. I think a lot of the stuff we put like more pressure on the situation than there needs to be. And I think especially when you start in a relationship, you just got a clean slate. You're about to start everything. Expectations, I mean, those don't really come until those are not really established yet. So it all starts with conversation. It all starts with you know, you saying what you would appreciate or enjoy, vice versa, stuff going on, and y'all just have a conversation about it. But I think straight into a relationship, there's no crazy expectation or idea of a role established just yet. We got to welcome somebody in, not just any kind of file. We got the Bud Files. Bud Files in the building saying hello, peoples. So nice to see you in here, Bud Files. Thanks for joining us today. And I like how GJ3 put this one. You know, sometimes you just got to put it simple and ask, what do I got to do? All right. And if he's feeling like he got this question, because honestly, I think even if the questions are not necessarily asked, I think through conversation and just spending time together, it is something that is kind of like learned. You know, it's a little piece of knowledge that's really gained over time about what this person would expect or would appreciate. You know, it all just kind of builds up. DJ3 said, but then what if she says and the answer is something and don't like it? You know, how should he respond to her? Well, in general with that, again, we all people, we got our limits, all right? I think, again, like what you said, GJ3, and as we talking in the way of communication, just being honest and upfront, especially during this time, is the best way to probably get a feel for it because, you know, I can't do everything. You know, there's some stuff that you might be comfortable with, some stuff you might not be. And I think it's good to at least open up the conversation and talk about those things. And Prince Daniel, he came through. He came through with a good one. All right. We're going to go ahead and get into that in just a minute. But we got to welcome somebody in. We got to welcome in Jagged Little Edge. JLE, Jagged Little Edge in the building saying, hello, beautiful people. Sorry I'm late. Listen, Jagged, better late than never. Thank you for coming in. Actually, you weren't late, all right? Never late to the party. You came right on time. Nice to see you in here, Jagged. We're just getting things started right now with relationship roles. We have the situation right now. This guy just initiated a relationship, all right? And he's like, as a boyfriend role, what exactly should I do? And, you know, we got into it. I think. So we have another answer. Somebody said, run the castle. Oh, and then he said, rule with an iron fist. Look, so again, that's one bit of advice or opinion that's been thrown out today. But you said, what may be a good way to open up a conversation, like about something that you don't like? I think, you know, it's a good way to open it up. I think you just kind of start with, not like maybe just not out of the blue, but, you know, maybe y'all talking about relationships, talking about dynamics, all that, or even seeing other characters, maybe something that y'all watch. It could be like a TikTok, a reel, a YouTube video, or something like that. You guys could be talking about it like a celebrity, personality, whatever. That's a good way to just open up. You know, I don't necessarily like when people do this or this characteristic or behavior. It's a good way to just kind of bring it up. Prince Daniel, he said, I like that. Rule with iron fist, Chris. All right, Prince Daniel feeling that one. Ooh-wee. All right. I don't know if y'all heard that new announcement. Queen Lenore said Prince Daniel and Chris might be roommates. Some new allegations here. Oh, now she can't do without him. All right. Okay. So y'all hearing it live here, folks, on Love Lounge, on the Love and Live show. But with that being said, we were just talking about. Ooh, are you okay? We just get into the conversation of, just as GJ3, he put it simply for us, all right? What's the role of a boyfriend? And this guy, he wants to know what his role should be. We've got role with an iron fist, run that castle. We got open up a conversation and talk about it. GJ3 gets a little deeper. What if there's things that she dislikes or doesn't like, or vice versa? How do you express that? What's a good way to bring that conversation up? I think we talked about it, and if you guys want to come back to that or add your 2 cents or anything to it, we always have that option. But Prince Daniel, he came through a good question, all right? He said, why do men and women keep things from each other? Like, why do men and women lie to each other? What's the point of being in a relationship if you gotta keep secrets? Listen, Prince Daniel, you coming through with a really good question. Coming through with a really good question. All right, everybody has the opportunity to jump in and put their 2 cents with it again. But Prince Daniel, why do men, women keep things from each other? Some people, they move on that kind of energy. They're more conniving, more secretive. Some people, they might not be as open. They might not be as forthcoming. They could grew up in that background or are just secretive. Some people, they need to move on a quieter note. They feel they need to do that. Again, other people, they can cover up a lot of lies. Secrets come from trying to cover the truth, because if your partner knows what you're doing, you might not have your partner no more. So that one comes in, and there's also another reason why people keep secrets and all that is sometimes they're not even being true to themselves. Sometimes they might not even be living to their truth. So they can't give you something where they ain't moving in that direction in the first place. GJ3 came through. He said that's some good points, GJ3. And good points, Prince Daniel. And GJ3 said, for instance, what if she says for something that he got to do? Like she said, I need someone that will be always willing to listen to me. How should he respond to this if he wants her to elaborate? Just ask. Like I feel like when you have a question like that, can you give me an example of what you mean? Or like you can even pull up what she's saying right here and give an example and see if that one works. It's all how it's easy to kind of test the waters on it. Sometimes in our mind we make it like, oh, this is a big thing, or we think about it in one way, but we can clarify it or get a better answer with only a couple words. I need someone who's always willing to listen to me. That one is kind of straightforward, but even in a certain instance, like, all right, what if I'm at work or something like that? Is that encompassing that always? Or, like what is a situation where it's a compromise, it's understandable? That's some ways you can come at it as well. Jackie said, I feel like people get into relationships not truly being themselves. And, the representative shows up. Absolutely. So I had to do with that too, Jackie. That is definitely a reason why. One of many reasons, because when we get into the secrets thing again, you ain't living the truth. It's definitely going to be hard to portray that or give that. And, you can also come in with some new developments and grow. You might not be ready to share that with your partner, depending on how much you trust them. Or some people, they grow up with an upbringing, maybe not the most supportive or understanding. And so they're like, oh, certain stuff they feel like maybe they can't express. Whatever it is, whatever it may be, one thing that can be said is secrets can definitely be detrimental. Sneaking, hiding, all that can be detrimental to a relationship. And that's one thing to keep in mind. From my run-ins with things, the truth will set you free. All right, that's the best way to go. That's the best way to be. Prince Daniel, he said, there are no gender roles in my relationship. Me and my wife, we're a team. I wear the pants in a relationship. But, my girl, she always has my back. All right, Prince Daniel. All right. So I'm the monarch in my relationship, but my wife, she's a patriarch. All right. Okay. All right. You getting into it, Prince Daniel. And I think that, when it's to be said in terms of gender roles, relationship roles, we're at a stage right now where I feel a lot of that is, we don't have, I guess, as defined roles. And I think that's kind of a good thing. Whatever role you want to play is how you're going to play it. And I was even having a conversation with Queen Lenora earlier. But again, the way I feel about a gender role, whatever it may be, is that's to be established per relationship. Some people, like what Prince Daniel was saying, they want to step with more of like a typical gender role. They cook, clean, go to work, whatever it may be, or, just how things have been looked at for a while now. That has a lot of flexibility in terms of what's going on. But again, I think what is to be said is whatever the role is going to be, make sure that you're leading up to it. And I was having a conversation with Queen Lenore, and that's kind of what we kind of came to the conclusion to as well. It's like, all right, she was saying whatever role, you know, that that you pick in a relationship, just make sure that you be playing it. And I have to definitely agree with that. I think, you know, some people, you can't just play both sides of the coin. You know, if you want to step into a role, you want to accomplish a role, definitely make sure that you are doing everything you should do, because when you don't, I mean, it definitely adds a little tension, a little, it adds problems, you know, because you're not doing what you're expected to do. And I think that's the biggest thing when we talk about roles and all that. Those do come with expectations of a follow-up of leading or moving in that role. GJ3 said, I think you got it backwards. Prince Daniel said, patriarch is a male. So there we go. GJ3 put that one up. But yeah, I definitely feel what Jack and Lil Edge was saying on that other one. When it came to what Prince Daniel was bringing to the table, the question he has: why do men and women always keep things from each other? All right, why do men and women lie to each other? What's the point of being in a relationship if you gotta keep secrets? Again, I think a lot of people, even in that, some people hold stuff. They feel like, oh, the truth will hurt them, or this lie, if they don't know the full truth, they won't be hurt. But the reality of the situation is the truth is going to come out one way or another. And, you know, when you are living like that and you're, you know, hiding and all that, it's uncomfortable. It's not a place that you want to be in. So you have that opportunity to be truthful, stay with the truth. Shoot, that's just kind of how it is. You especially want to be married to somebody. You got to pick a partner that you can trust, that you can put all that into, you know, one that you don't have to withhold or lie or tiptoe around when it comes to the truth. Put that into your considerations as well. But GJ3 saying, look those words up, Prince Daniel. But when it comes to it, how do you guys feel? I mean, I think there's a lot more comfort in terms of even, let's say, gender roles. I mean, we have a lot of people who put that into the equation. I don't think roles are just gender. I think it's really just based off of that relationship. This person does this other person does that, and kind of helping each other out in a balancing act. You know, somebody's in a relationship, one of the biggest things is supporting each other. All right, you do this, I do this, we come together. Teamwork makes the dream work, kind of deal. And that's why I can dig what Prince Daniel saying. You know, it's a team kind of deal. It's a team kind of deal. That's how you want to keep it. But as we get into it a little bit more, I did have this other one. All right, and so this young lady has been in a long distance relationship. All right, for several years. They've been in a long distance relationship. They've only visited, stayed with each other a couple times. And, you know, he established that he likes to be more in a dominant position. And she definitely prefers a more submissive permission. And they're talking about some extra activities, I guess, when it comes to this. But recently, she's had a change in her stance, and she wants to do things a little bit different. All right, she wants to know how she should bring this conversation to him. All right, you know, she understands he's comfortable doing things this way. We switch it up a little bit. I mean, she liked how things were going, but she's just a little curious. What do you guys recommend in that? So overall, you got this situation. This is more of a bedroom conversation, but I guess in general, we can have this topic. Again, boyfriend, girlfriend, long distance, but from the time that they have seen each other, they have established what roles they like to play. And, you know, one thing that she's recently realized is, you know, she was, you know, talking to herself, getting more comfortable with herself. She understands. She wants to try things a little bit different. She wants to step into a different role. How do you guys feel about that? What's the way for her to come about that conversation? How would you guys feel receiving some information like that? Prince Daniel said, technically, I'm the head of the table in my relationship. All right. Okay, Prince Daniel. But she's more of a submissive person. Okay. All right. All right, Prince Daniel. I think when it comes to that too, even when it comes to submission, I think one thing that I hear Queen Lenora say a lot that I definitely feel is, relationships, you want to submit either way it goes. A lot of people want to tie that to gender. A lot of people want to tie that to, whatever it may be. A woman needs to do this, but both ends, you're making compromise and you're submitting in a way. All right. And that's when we're talking about these roles here. We're talking about what somebody is doing. There's things that people are gonna like. There's things that people aren't gonna like. I think when we look and we look at submissive as a word, it's very heavy, a lot of weight to it. But again, I would put it in the same field as a compromise. And it's more so whatever you're comfortable doing. But that being said, GJ3 says she's your queen. Just as what you described as a queen, Prince Daniel. That's what GJ3 says. And Prince Daniel will affirm. Yes, she is my queen. All right, Prince Daniel. Stepping into it, again, the question that I just threw into the table for the conversation was they were in a long distance. The roles that they have established, he's more in a dominant role, she's more in a submissive role. And as they are going to be meeting again, getting back together because they are in a long distance relationship, she wants to try things a little bit different, try to step into a dominant position, and she wants to know how she should bring this conversation to the table. I think the biggest way, like a lot of men, I feel they got like more of an ego or like kind of idea like this is the role. This is, some people want to have again, closed fist or uncompromising way about it, but I think it all depends on how you approach the conversation. Like, you would know who your partner is. Honestly, you just have to come clean, be honest with them, have the conversation. I want to try something a little bit different. You could tell them why I don't want you to feel any less than what whatever your role is, or whatever you can do for me. I just want to try something different. Prince Daniel, so what's the difference between a dominating person or a submissive person? All right, Prince Daniel is coming through with a very good question. Generally, when we look at people more in dominating position, you usually are talking about who's, I guess, setting the plays, who's running things in the household or establishment. We usually look at, who's handling the affairs, who's paying the bills, who's what Queen Lenora said, who's the boss? That's the best way to say it. Who's the boss of the relationship? Who's the leader? Who's the one who again is dominating? The person that is the head of whatever we got going on here. And the submissive is usually looked at as the follower, No, I'm just saying how
that takes care of the gas. So like, you have a boss, the number one boss who's running the show, who owns the whole building, and you have this top dog manager who makes sure everything is running the way that it aligns with the family, the business, or whatever like that.
Yeah.
So you still have a say, you can still talk, you can still do all that stuff, but it's the head of the household, or the person that's in charge, the person that sets the foundation, and then the manager is the one that executes the runs of the house.
All right. So I don't know if you heard what Queen Lenora said, but what she said. What I was saying in terms of followers, I think that's how a lot of people look at those positions. So again, when you get into it, like what Queen Lenora says, just because you play a submissive role, or you might compromise in one way or allow your partner to lead doesn't, again, take away your vocal standpoint, doesn't take away the ability to approach and even dominate in some areas of the relationship as well. GJ3 said dominating is the boss, the one that does the influence, and they will not be influenced by anyone else. I think GJ3 in a relationship, though, when you do have two parties, I think it is always best to be, again, open to listening and still being influenced by your partner. There's some ideas or whatever that can be brought to the table. And it's all about that teamwork at the end of the day, how you guys are all coming together. Yes, you do this, I do this, and we work in a perfect harmony. That's just kind of how things should go. But what's the difference between the dominating and the submissive role? In terms of the breakdown, again, like Queen Lenore put simply, dominating person is looked at more as the boss, who's running the show, all right? And the submissive person is making sure everything is executed and taken care of in a way. We got this to do, whatever I forgot whatever the saying is. But, there is people have their roles for a reason. You got to make sure things are put in a good light, a good way, and are executed. Jagged said, can a submissive person run the house? Because I know a couple, and the submissive one is running things. Jagged, a little edge. You ain't. It's not even like that.
Most submissives do run the house. It's just that they correlate with the person and the head of the house. So they do a lot of the work, and they are the ones that most people are looking at for anything to get done. It's the manager. That's why I said the manager. Like, here's the owner, but the manager can be partly on the two, but they're at the place, and they're the ones that can see everything and all that, and then they just relay it back to the owner, and then they have a discussion, and that's how they run it. So it doesn't make the person less than the other person. The head of the household needs to make sure you guide them in the right direction, and then the person that's there, they make sure it happens.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you caught what Queen Lenore was saying, Jagged, but Jagged said it often leads up in that way, where the one who is more in a submissive role is actually shooting or making all the calls. All right, but what Queen Lenore just said, I don't know if it came across or was picked up, but it's really, really good. I feel, or a good breakdown of it. She said, look at it as a person who's more in the dominating role. And this kind of ties into just what Prince Daniel was saying in general. Somebody who was on the dominating role, all right, they're saying what path we're gonna go, where we're gonna go. But or they looked at more like the owner. But the person in the submissive role is looked at more like the manager. They're the one who's boots on the ground, really making sure that things are actually done. They might have more know-how, more experience in terms of wherever we go, wherever this path is going to take us. And so they're going to make sure everything is getting done. So what Queen Lenore is saying is very important to understand. Again, even with the dominating and a submissive person, as they do come together, there's no one who's not equal in that position. There's not one who's greater than the other. It doesn't have to move in that direction. But Jaggalo as yes, I agree with you on this one. Submissive people can run the house, can run the show. And there's a lot of people, sometimes they might even come off more as a submissive, but they might be more of the dominant person in a relationship. GJ3 said the dominating one is not going to listen too well in a relationship. They may also be more prone to cause issues or for some outside counseling with the professional as well. All right, GJ3. Prince Daniel said, in that case, me and my wife are both leaders and we both heads of our household. I'm the patriarch, she's the matriarch. All right. Talk about it, Prince Daniel. Talk about it. And I think, again, it's all about the harmony. It's all about whatever works in your relationship. I think, again, a lot of people tie stuff to gender, or they tie things to, maybe how somebody acts, somebody's more assertive, they should be the leader. It all is based on your relationship. And sometimes the roles are unspoken. They just kind of know in a way. But either way that it goes, whatever role is being played or pushed in place, both are very important, and I think that one is never greater than the other. You know, GJ3 says a dominant one can be difficult to deal with because when it's time to confront them for a serious conversation, they may try to make it a confrontation instead. Well, typically people who do lead are more looked at as a leader. Um, they
But the leader loses.
again, what Quentin Norris said, a leader listens. GJ3, I think in that case, that's a way that's more of like done in a toxic manner. It's not coming off properly. That's somebody who's not necessarily, I don't know if I would say they're in a position to lead. If you are constantly confrontational, or you feel like there is no way but your way, I think, being able to be open, listening, all that shows the best way, because at the end of the day, as a leader, king, whatever you want to say, you don't get that from just one path. You get that from being open to the whole system and how everything is going. You don't stay in your position by just doing one thing and moving in just strictly one direction. When something happens, something comes up, you don't have the know-how or knowledge, you gotta be forbearing with that, and you gotta be open to taking other people's advice or ideas into perspective. GJ3 said to confront just means to talk in a right and decent way, but to become okay, wait, let me reread that. I'm over here stumbling over what she's saying. To confront means to just talk in a right, decent way, but to become in confrontation means now the risk of being hostile. Absolutely. GJ3, I think it's all about approach. I think truthfully, when it comes to that, it's all about approach. And talking about dominance in a relationship, I think it is important too that nobody wants to feel I'm not gonna say nobody. Some people, they might have a feeling for it, they might love it. But most people in a relationship they want to be appreciated in their role. All right. And whatever their role is, whatever that they're doing that makes them feel gratified, they want to be appreciated as that role. I think when you come through and you are stomping on it or putting it down, or you just putting salt in the wound in that area, it can definitely come off really bad and damaging to the relationship. GJ3 said, if you can't listen, you definitely can't lead. Now I have to agree with what Jaggalo S saying on that one, because taking that time to listen is definitely very important. And again, we stepping in Black History Month. One of the great ways you can learn to lead is also by different examples, and in those examples, great people that we have seen here make waves during this just being them during their time here. One of those things you can assure, they definitely had to listen. They definitely had to hear a lot to play their role, to play their position. So I definitely have to agree with Jaggalo Edge saying you can't listen, or you can't lead if you can't listen, because it takes that understanding. And again, you have to kind of know, if you don't listen and you feel like you just want to lead, that comes to a point where you got, a king who's going to lead the kingdom to ruin. All right. You can't listen. People are telling you this. You got the tactician saying, oh, this is not going to be a good plan. And we're still moving full speed ahead. And when you lead the kingdom to ruin, it's hard to get up out of that. It's hard to get out of that. Prince Daniel saying, listening and eat. Oh, I don't know what you're trying to say, Prince Daniel. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know if you're saying listening and understanding. But Prince Daniel, you said listening and eat. I don't know where you're trying to take that conversation, Prince Daniel. But yes, definitely. So that is some really good conversation that we had about that. And again, if y'all have any other thing y'all want to throw to the table, Prince Daniel, he threw a really good one in there, and a really good question. And yeah, I think as we do talk about roles in relationship, it is important to definitely, again, define the role. And the way you can define it is simply in a conversation. We already kind of brushed over that. What was his roles? GJ3, he came through, said, sometimes it's like walking on eggshells with the dominator. Well, again, GJ3, I think that's all about how that approach is being taken. Again, because somebody's going to properly lead, there's not going to be no eggshells. They'll make it comfortable. They want to, a leader, a proper leader is going to make it easy to follow. Like, you might not do everything that you want to do. It might be more of the challenging way. It might be something that's going to make you more. Might be the path to better. That's the best way to say it. It might be something a little bit more challenging, but overall, if you feel like you're walking on eggshells, especially in a relationship, that is not a positive light. That's definitely more like in the toxic. That's like a toxic domination or whatever you want to say with it. That's taking it to more of an extreme level, and it's a level that honestly I don't know if I would say it's healthy in terms of a relationship I would be in. If I gotta walk on some eggshells over some domination, it's like we got to get that ironed out. Can't be walking on eggshells forever, because think about that. When you step into a marriage and you are with somebody, again, through thick, through thin, whatever, you made your vows, you done said sickness and health, all that good stuff, right? You don't want to walk on no eggshells, and that's just the truth. That's just kind of what it is. Lena, we got to welcome somebody, and we've got Lena Doyle Crafton. Lena in there saying, hey, y'all. How you doing, Lena? Nice to see you. DJ3 said, dominant one seems like it all depends on the situation and person. And exactly, GJ3. I think about, there's many ways to do something, all right? Or let's say even leaders, all right? There's plenty of leaders throughout history, right? Not everybody lead in a good way with their, I guess, dominion or domination or their role. Not every leader is a good leader. Again, like I said, think about kings. Some kings, they might have been thinking, all right, this is the right path. And they got other people in the background saying, oh, this might not be a path. Maybe we should recourse. There's times where you have to listen, and that listening role comes in. If you don't listen, you're going to definitely make room for error and mistake. And I think, again, there's good, there's bad when it comes to leaders. There's different traits that people might have that are different, that might not be accommodating to certain relationships. It's just something to think about. But in an ideal stance, I feel like when everything's working smoothly, we're respecting each other's roles, we're respecting what we can both bring to the table. Nothing is being belittled. And when you start adding stuff like that into the relationship, when you start to add talking down, all that, whatever it may be, that's kind of where you can get into those areas and situations where you are now feeling uncomfortable. But Jaggalo Ed said that part, no eggshells. And again, that's just kind of how it is. You can have uncomfortable moments. There can be things that happen, or we have to talk about whatever it is. But eggshells, again, on the long term, is not something that you want. You plan on being with this person for the long term, for the long time, not always going to be a good time. So you have to think about, if you got a situation like that, you want your time to be as good as possible. You want to maximize the joy, the happiness that you can have. When you walking on eggshells, that's hard, because you could think you're in a good way, everything is going cool, and in reality, you're one conversational step away from a bad position. And so you want to minimize that area as much as possible. Like Jaggalo Edge agree with that part, no eggshells. No eggshells, just no fun. I mean, eggshells is just no fun. GJ3 said dominant person may be okay at times, but if not, being respectful and dominating one could be tricky. And exactly. I think that comes to, there's a healthy way to do everything. There's a positive or a good way to do everything. And again, like it comes with leaders, You can be the one that doesn't listen. You can be the one that feels it's my way or the highway. That has its own path that'll take you to where it will take you. But a good leader is going to definitely be able to listen, pivot, and understand. All right, maybe taking that criticism in a positive way, not a toxic way, and move forward. Just as humans, we don't always do things perfect, but the ways that we can improve is by taking that moment to maybe even reflect on self or just be open to criticism, because we don't always know how we're coming off, especially when it comes to other people. And you have a partner, you want them to feel good about everything that you're doing, and so only way you're going to be able to get that feedback by that person specifically is through that person. They're going to be telling you, and even through some of the stuff they tell you, even if they tell you and that you can see other things like physical or verbal communication, kind of understand if you're working on the right path or not. So I just think that you do have to be open, and you do have to be thinking about stuff like that in a relationship, and that comes all packaged in a good way to play whatever role in your relationship. But again, that was that part that we got into in terms of what I think Prince Daniel brought to the table. Again, what was the difference? Just asking that in general, I think that's a good starting point. Asking, what is the role? What am I doing this right? And again, the guy, we started off with the boyfriend asking, fresh, he just became the boyfriend. They were just dating. He asked her to be his girlfriend and everything. Now he has a title. He wants to know what he should do. DJ3 came through with just a good idea of just talking about it. And I definitely just agree with DJ3 saying, open up that conversation. That's stuff that you can talk about. It's not something that has to be such a heavy idea or concept. But yeah, so as we talk about different roles, different ideas, and everything, I don't know. You guys have any conversation or piece that y'all want to bring to the table? If so, be certain to drop that in the chat. I will definitely be back after a quick, brief message. We're gonna get back into things and get back into the conversation.
Special thanks to this Rummy My Money Hustler.
Welcome to Superfood Parents, Jingle Superfood Parents. Ooh, oh, oh. Ooh, oh, oh. Let's go. Every bite's a super move. Tasty, fun, and packed with groove. Quick recipes, tips to try. Superfood Parents reaching high. Superfood Parents, Jingle Superfood Parents. Ooh, oh, oh. Ooh, oh, oh.
All right. So again, as roles correlate to a relationship, I tend to ways that we can get into things. All right. The first thing is a balance of power. All right. Decision making is shared, but there's always usually somebody who is more dominant. All right. But both can contribute equally and influence the relationship's power dynamic. So even as you step in, we have more of a dominant or submissive role, there is still flexibility in that. All right. And I don't think that, again, like what Queen Lenore said, both roles are looked at equally. One person is definitely going to have different mentality, different way that they're stepping and approaching life. And the other one is going to make sure that they're doing what they need to do in that role, make sure things happen. Lena said she liked that one. That's her jam. That Superfood Parents do hit. I'm not gonna lie to Lena. That is a good little song. So again, as we talk about roles, one of the conversations is emotional support. All right. Roles often determine who provides emotional support and in what capacity. All right, because a partner who is certainly more of a nurturing role may provide the comfort and understanding during tough times. So all that's saying is, as we do look at different roles in relationships, we do also have, the role of somebody who's more on the nurturing side. You might be that partner who who comforts during that time when it's definitely needed. Or you might be that partner, or you might be in a relationship where both of you guys have a nurturing kind of vibe to y'all, and you both help each other out when needed. But yeah, Jaggalo Edge, Alina, that was fire. Appreciate y'all. And on that one, we create a commercial like that for all of our Rummy My Money hustlers. All right, those folks who take a step above and go support us over on our Buy Me a Coffee. We create a commercial just for y'all. We are now working on a way for us to create full commercials for y'all to just run on y'all channel if y'all are interested. GJ3 said, for instance, all right, it's time for dinner. She wants to fix you something to eat. So she asks, what can I make you? What can I make for today? Should he say, what can you cook good? Or just say his meal? What can you cook good? Okay, GJ3, I'm trying to tap into what you're saying in here. All right. So you got somebody asking, or she asked, what can I make you for today? One, should he say, what can you cook good? Or should he just say his meal? Well, GJ3, I mean, if you got it like that, what should you cook for today? What's gonna have for dinner? I'm gonna probably go with choice 2. I'm gonna just say the meal. All right, I ain't gonna say what can you cook good. I ain't even gonna get into all of that. If you gonna bring me that question, you gonna make that question to me. I'm gonna put it all on the table. I'm gonna say whatever meal. I've been wanting this. We got the stuff for it. Here it goes. Lena said, Jagged, I love that song. GJ3 said choice 1 or 2. I'm gonna go with choice 2. GJ3. Lena said, I asked my husband that he said whatever I fix, but he won't eat spaghetti, so I'll buy some chicken. Lena, that's the thing too. Shoot, somebody asks you like that, I'm gonna take that as it's not gonna be whatever you want to fix. It's you asking me for a reason. I'm gonna seize the moment and opportunity. All right. Sometimes if it is what it is, sometimes I just be like, all right, whatever you want to make. At that moment, I'm just accepting for whatever. But there's if I really want something we got the ingredients, we got everything set, or I ain't gonna take none at the store. Oh man, seize that moment. We gotta welcome somebody in. We got E-Money on the beat. All right. E-Money in the building, E-Credit, E-Debit. All right, EBT in the building. Welcome in. He said, it's the reread for me. What's up, fam? Shout out to everyone in the chat. Welcome in, E-Money. Nice to see you in here. He said, please feel free to like, share, and connect with the Love and Live show. If you haven't already, definitely agree with that. All right, fam. What's going on, E-Money? Nice to see you in the building. All right, nice to see you. And GJ3, I didn't mean to put it in the chat twice. It's all good. It's all good. I don't know. Did you even put anything in the chat twice? But I think you just said choice 1 or choice 2. I don't know. I could be not understanding what you're saying. But again, I'm going with choice 2. I'm just going to say whatever the meal is. Sometimes I can't lie. If I'm begged that question, sometimes I'm really thinking like what the meal is. But if I got something that I've been really craving, I know we got the stuff for it. Oh man, I'm gonna say. Otherwise, it just don't matter to me. It's gonna be just whatever. But Lena said, sometimes her ass, he said she could just fix whatever, but he won't eat spaghetti, so she got to buy some chicken. That's too much. But as we got some new folks stepping in, we've been talking about roles in the relationship. GJ3 said you must be distracted before streaming. I was able to take possibly. When we talk about roles in relationships, what roles do people play? Do y'all believe? What's y'all idea on roles? First, we talked about a guy who just recently got in a relationship, wants to know what his role as a boyfriend should be. Then we had Prince Daniel come through with some really good conversations. He said, why do men and women lie or keep secrets in a relationship? Like, what's the point of being in a relationship if you got to keep secrets? We got into that. Prince Daniel also came through. What's the difference between dominating and a submissive person? When we got into that, Queen Lenora, she came through, tied in that with her comment as well. And I really like the way she put it. She said, look at it as a dominating person is more of the leader, more like the owner. All right, you got somebody who owns a franchise or something like that. But honestly, when we have more the submissive person, they still at equal footing. They still both valued in their roles. But as a submissive person, they make sure things are happening, getting done. They might be more like the manager. We doing things, making sure, they're more on the ground floor, making sure things getting done. And then we also got into the conversation where Jaggalo Edge even came through saying, do you believe that a submissive person can pretty much call the shots as well? Can a submissive person run the house? Because they know a couple people who are running things. All right, and they submissive, but they running things. And we got into that conversation as well. And Imani said, great topics as always. Again, we're having some good conversations here. But, I was just getting into more like a breakdown, different roles in terms of relationships. Like there's responsibility sharing. That's one thing to think about when you are establishing roles. Who's going to do what? Because, like managing finances, clarify, who's really handling certain responsibilities. You might have that one person who's really good with money, so they're going to be the ones paying the bill, or they are over the bill. You might have somebody who's more good in terms of the responsibility of, let's say, cleaning, or even something like transportation. You might have the one who drives the car. In terms of the responsibilities and everything like that, it can really, one thing that is really important as we do talk about different roles and dynamics is it's flexible per your relationship. All right. No two people have to have the same relationship. Some people add other people. So I guess no people in general have to have the same kind of relationship. The dynamics can come through depending on what you need or what you're expecting in your relationship. Not everybody needs the same stuff or wants the same stuff. And that's natural. So, and again, you could have two relationships. One person can be in both of those relationships, but still play a different role. It's all depending on, again, those parties, how they want to work things out. But it's also good in terms of, wait, let me get into the chat real quick. GJ3 said, well, if he was just to say, well, can you cook good, but then he prefers something that she can't cook, then what? Well, I'm gonna say this, GJ3. I got like when it comes to something like this, all right. When it comes to if she can't cook, all right, this is a different conversation, GJ3. I can't really tell you this from no experience. My wife know how to cook and she can cook good, but if I was so unfortunate to be in this position, right, I'm just again going to say what I want to have cooked. I'm not going to know if she can't cook it good unless she's cooked it before. And I feel like we at a point right now, we got all these different platforms. Man, I got to stock a TikToks and Instagram Reels that it's got to even the ingredients and tutorials, all that put together. You got YouTube as well. So I'm gonna say for this one, if she can't cook, we got to tutorial. Can you follow direction? All right. Can we follow direction? Because we got the YouTube video. But on a real note, on a real note,
this service is gonna be a Friday at 3. Y'all be there.
On a real note, with this conversation.
Friday at 3 is live services.
But on a real note, GA3. Okay, so what if he was just to say, what can you cook good? I'm not going to ask what can you cook good, because I think as a partner, especially y'all got some time together, when she cooking meals, you know what meals that you like and dislike. Don't one of them say meals. She can make spaghetti, say spaghetti. She can make what? Alfredo, say Alfredo. I don't know why I'm saying Italian dishes, but whatever it is, you can make it. I would say don't. If you prefer something else that she can't cook, don't recommend it, because that's gonna be, for one, a waste of resource, and again, you putting yourself in a bad position. But always, like I said with the first one, we got a lot of resources out here nowadays. We on YouTube right now. Y'all on the YouTube live stream. YouTube is a very informational platform. There's so much information to be found here on YouTube. All right, you can find you a good recipe. And like E-Money said, after that, it's bon appetit. All right. But listen, Lena said I can fix some mean ramen noodles. Look. And again, I feel if you in that light and you know she can make some good ramen noodles, ask for that. Don't ask for nothing that you know she can't cook. All right. GJ3 said, right, she can't cook. He prefers something that she can't cook. Then what? He gonna be in a bad light, because guess what? If she make it and she just can't cook, he's not gonna be in a good way. All right. I'm just saying, you don't wasted money on the ingredients to make it, and on top of that, it's nasty. And you're gonna have to sit there because you don't want to be rude. So you're gonna have to sit there and act like you're happy, but you really is eating something that you eating worse than a jailhouse meal. Now, what is the point of suffering and causing that suffering when we can just get to the point? What can you make that's good? There's some safe meals. Grilled cheese sandwich, that's a safe meal. All right. Like what Lena said, ramen, that's a safe meal. Now, if you're messing up the ramen, I just have to pray for whoever's in this position. Again, like I said, I'm not in this position, so I can't really speak on it too much. So it's really hard, but I just have to say a prayer for y'all. You can't make the ramen noodle, the ramen done burnt, turned black. I pray for you. All right, that's all I can really say for that one. But there are simple meals. True. Worst come to worst, I don't know. You might have to get you some microwave meals and make that work. But hungry man, are you a hungry man? Ain't no shame in the game. Jaggalo Ed said, "There's nothing sexier than someone who can cook." Jaggalo Edge, I'm not gonna lie, that is a way too. This brother's heart right here. Stomach is the key. All right, it's not everybody, but yes, being able to cook is definitely it's the way. But yeah, GJ3 did ask a good question. You know, say you fell in love and your partner just can't cook, and she asked you, you know, what would you like? What would you like me to make you? Should he say, what can you cook good? But then he actually prefers something that she can't cook? Well, if she can't, then what? Again, you got to play safe. You got to play in that territory. You probably got that small menu worth of stuff that you know she can cook. Don't ask for nothing that's going to be outside of that zone, because you know what you're going to get into. All right? You might not be in prison, but you don't want to eat like it. All right? Like E-Money did come with a great alternative too, Uber Eats. All right, like if she willing to pull out the wallet too, that's probably just a better way in general. If she can't cook, the better way probably let's just order this food. All right. Again, prepackaged meal maybe not be the best, but in this position it might be better. You know, we can get into it. Look, E-Money said, just make a bowl of cereal at this point. Look, but again, what if she can't actually make the bowl of cereal too? You have to think about that. I had to pray for all the folks that have a partner that can't make the bowl of cereal. It's not even she. Sometimes there's probably a lot of heat out here that can't make the bowl of cereal. Did they pour the cereal before the milk? Like, come on, let's get into it. Lena said, saute some onions, sausage, bacon together, throw in the noodles. There you go. You got yourself a meal. Look, so apparently, y'all can take some advice from Lena. This is a good, safe meal.
saute the onions. Well, Lena, you're not factoring in this. This might be a safe meal for you, Lena. What if she can't cook the onions right? Or what if he can't cook the onions right? What if every time they saute it, they got it too hot and it ended up blackened style? Or it's undercooked onion? What about when they do the sausage? It's a blackened style sausage. What about the bacon? The bacon is extra crispy. It doesn't change a different color. Well, again, I'm gonna have to say you have to play in your safe zone. All right, you know what meals to ask for. And what if the noodles? It's like they put them in the microwave for 10 seconds. Lita said she ain't got no money. She can't make that, but she ain't got no money. And Imani said, Jesus, absolutely. With that, can't make the bowl of cereal. That's gonna be the issue. But getting really in real with this conversation, GJ3. I had a lot of fun with this question, so thank you for asking it for one, GJ3. Because this all stemmed from GJ3's first question. All right, it's asked. For instance, it's time for dinner. All right, she wants to fix you something to eat. So then she asks you, all right, what can I make for you today? Should he say whatever you can cook good? Or two, should he just say his meal? In my experience, in my living experience, I'm gonna just say my meal. All right, I'm gonna say my meal, but I know that it's gonna come out. All right, even if it's a different style, it might not be what it's in my mind. It's not gonna be nasty. It's gonna be good. I have that pleasure. All right, I have that I guess experience to enjoy. But if you don't have that, and he's in between, or not he or she, whoever's in this situation, they got somebody cooking, and you say whatever you can cook good, but they prefer something that they can't cook, then what? Imani said it right here. Uber Eats. I done gave a good alternative as well. If you could listen to some directions, youtube.com, you know they have the search bar right at the top. You could type in whatever meal. All right, you might not want to go to the top one. Sometimes that'd be overhyped. Go for like we eat with our eyes first sometimes. Go with a good thumbnail. Make sure they're not clickbaiting you. All right. After that, shoot, they are over here offering you or asking whatever you want to cook. You can get all the ingredients and just text that video right after. It don't really take much. Lena said, just boil the noodles and put that flavor pack on it. Absolutely. GJ3 said, then what if he says, then no, I want you to cook for me. And he still wants just pizza. Okay, so what you're saying right here, I don't know if I'm taking this position right, but what if she asks what if he asks to cook, or she asks, would you like me to cook you today? And he says, I know I want you to cook for me, but he just really wants some takeout pizza. At that point, I said read the one before. Okay, my bad, GJ2, my bad. Okay. Let me get this in the canonical order. All right, let me get this right. GJ3 said, but then, what if, just say, for instance, I want pizza, and then she says to him, I don't know how to make no pizza, but I can get you one of the frozen ones and then heat it up. Would that be okay? That's person to person. If he said, I want pizza, for example, I mean, I feel like, a good homemade pizza is a good homemade pizza. But a frozen pizza ain't that bad either. I mean, pizza, I feel like, you can have a bad pizza, but there is a lot of good options out there. You got takeout. You can call the delivery man. Again, E-Money said earlier, Uber Eats. Uber Eats even got the pizza deliveries for the more upscale kind of pizza places. Again, we got the YouTube Shorts, TikTok Reels, or TikTok, Instagram Reels alternative. We also have YouTube videos with a more cohesive experience that's going to give you a breakdown. They might even tell you why you should add these ingredients and put them all together, not just how you should do it. So, again, he says, I want pizza, but she don't know how to make no pizza. But she can go get the frozen one and heat it up. For me, I'm not gonna lie, that'd be okay. You over here, you making a meal happen, all right? I just appreciate that. But he got an issue with that. I don't know what to tell him. I mean, shoot, he might as well cook. DJ3 said, and then he said, no, I want you to cook for me. And he still just want the pizza. Again, like I said, you got YouTube Shorts, TikTok Reel, all that stuff. Now, you know she don't want to cook the pizza. You know she don't know how to cook. And you expect her to make some magic happen. Abracadabra to that. I mean, you're going to get what you ask for. But, again, you know, you got your options. You got your cards to play. I would play it on the safe side. Maybe go with something she already know how to cook. Something that's already in her arsenal, repertoire of menu items that she can cook. Lena said, this is even better what Lena just said right here. Get together and make a pizza together. There you go. Lena, you putting a good twist on it. That's some relationship bonding time there. Y'all able to like have a good moment, you know, put these ingredients together. I think that's a good alternative too. But that's assuming they both know how to cook. If they don't know how to cook, then at least they can fail together. The pizza might turn out, I don't know. They might, I don't know. Their pizza's not looking like Pizza Hut. It's not looking like Domino's, but they can enjoy that moment together. GJ3 said, that's a good idea, and especially if he knows how to make the pizza, then maybe he could teach her, right? Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that one, GJ3. And I think that's a good way just to handle this situation too. I wasn't even thinking of this wrong, but you know, GJ3, you got a partner who doesn't have that ability to cook. Y'all can start tackling different recipes and stuff together. As you do that recipe about 2, maybe 3 times, they probably have a good idea on how to do it, or at least a video or a guideline or recipe that they can follow. And so then all of a sudden you got a good meal out of it. But taking that extra step, definitely, I think that is the way to go. Both of them need to watch that YouTube together. I ain't lying, Linda. They need to be chilling. Put that video up. You can put it on the TV while you're in the kitchen, make it. Put it up on the phone. Maybe have one AirPod in, and y'all have that experience together. But that's a good moment right there. We gotta welcome somebody in. Sliding in from the turntable, we've got DJ Vince rocking. He's rocking in the building. Welcome in, DJ Vince. How you doing today? He said, "Hey, E," and everyone in the chat. I got Queen Lenore right here too, DJ Vince. Queen Lenore, what you gotta say?
Hey, DJ Vince.
She said, "Hey, DJ Vince." I know you heard her, DJ Vince. Nice to see you in the building today. All right. DJ3 said, "Okay, so then, and then now, how do you feel about the lesson? Because as a boyfriend with his girlfriend, shouldn't they help each other or in one another? Just like in the kitchen together making a pizza." Exactly, DJ3. It's a good exercise. It is, and I do see the lesson. But yeah, it is a good exercise right there. I think that's really good. Yeah, cooking, making meals together is a good way. Not everybody, it's not for everybody, but if that works in your relationship, definitely get down with it. Some people, they like to be in the kitchen. They like to roam the kitchen. Some people just like to be the one cooking in the relationship. Some people like to be the one just eating in the relationship. Y'all can get into it how y'all want to get into it, but this is undoubtedly a good way to tackle a situation where you got a partner who might want to cook you something, who might want to be nice, but they just don't know how to cook. This is a good approach. Let's just make it together. You handle this, I handle that. Pretty soon you can get it about, like I said, about 2-3 tries in. You probably have a good idea of the recipe, and you can just put it together on your own at that point.
A lot of people that don't know how to cook, no, they don't know how to cook, and they'll tell you.
Exactly. What Queen Lenore said. They're gonna be transparent about not knowing how to cook. DJ3 went in though. He first started with that, right? Like, say she asked you what you want to cook. He's saying, you know, you can make whatever you can cook, or should he just say out his option? I first started, I'm just saying my option because that's what I'm feeling, you know, if I want to eat that. But then he goes on further to say, all right, well, what if she can't cook the option? Or would you rather just say whatever you can cook, or would you still put in your option? Then he went even further.
I put in my option. She asked you.
Yeah.
If she says what you want, and I give you the option, that means she knows how to do it.
Yeah, and that's what I'm taking as well. I'm gonna just take that hint, and I'm also, if I feel like you don't know what you're doing, I ain't even gonna do it. Not with my wife, but maybe yeah, maybe y'all in some other positions. Y'all might send the YouTube video, follow that link. But again, then he went even further to go on and say, all right, say he wants pizza. He asked her to make pizza, but then she is like, can I just go buy pizza? And he like, well, I would prefer you to go just make the pizza, right? He still wants her to make the pizza. He wants her to cook, right? He's unwavering about that. Well, I just said, all right, she being transparent, she says she can't cook something. She would rather actually go out and do it this way. You're going to have whatever magic happens, all right? You want her to cook the pizza so bad she ended up making the pizza. You don't know how it's going to turn out. So
Well, she's saying she's gonna buy the pizza, then we should accept her. She don't
yeah, I would accept that if I was
you.
you.
Gonna go in the kitchen with her and say we can make pizza together.
And that's where Lena came through here at the end and tied it all together. And she don't know how to cook. She don't want to really cook the thing like that, but she's willing to cook and have that moment and share that with you, and definitely get down in that kitchen and make that together. And DJ3 said making the pizza was just a symbol, all right? But the boyfriend and girlfriend should help one another. Even if one knows how to do something, then the other can help the other. You know, you see the lesson now? I see the lesson. I'm seeing the vision. Lena said, and that's how you build a relationship, by cooking some top ramen noodles together. One packet at a time, all right? Is it beef? Is it chicken? All right, you want to be a little bougie, you got the shrimp top ramen. One packet at a time, you can build your relationship. You can even spice it up. Do you boil your water or do you put it in the microwave? All right. Lena is acting up in here. Lena's acting up. But yeah, DJ Vince said, you doing it, Queen and E? Absolutely. Nice to see you in the building, DJ Vince. All right.
I got fired.
No, Queen. All right, look, DJ Vince, Queen. We had this conversation, I think, DJ Vince, last time he was in here. Queen Lenore keeps saying she was allegedly fired from the Love and Live show. I'm gonna call cap on that one. All right, that is a false claim, statement, whatever you want to say. Queen Lenore is on the Love and Live show, y'all. Don't believe these new rumors that just been dropped. Don't believe that. All right, y'all hear? You know, I got her over here on the Love and Live show. All right, I got her right here. But yeah, I think we had some good conversation today. I really like the way that one came together, and kind of the discussion we had leading into that one. So I appreciate DJ3 for bringing that one to the table. Again, a highlight today, we talked about different roles in relationships. We didn't even get into everything. There's so many different conversations that could be had. But even as we did step in and talk about some of the areas that we did talk about, again, notably, we first started talking about, not this one, because that was one Prince Daniel brought to the table. We first talked about a boyfriend first stepping into a relationship. He wanted to know what his role was, how heavy it is, what should he expect. We came through talking about, maybe for one, you kind of in a new relationship, you got a clean slate. It's whatever you was doing again before when you're dating, and now you can learn and talk and discuss about different things and just kind of understand what is expected and where everything is going in your relationship. DJ3, he came through maybe saying, what's a good way to even bring this conversation to the table? Again, you can just ask, be very direct, or you can bring it and correlate it to maybe something that you guys are seeing, maybe a show you're watching, maybe somebody's personality. You can talk about things that you dislike, and get into the conversation like that. Prince Daniel again came through top of one of these questions, one of the starting questions to get us going here. Why do men and women keep secrets from each other? Why do they lie to each other as well? We got into some good conversations with that. I really like Jack a little edge. He's saying some people, he got into that conversation saying some people, they're not necessarily living their truth. All right. A lot of people don't really live their truth. And that's one way. And as I got into other different ways. Some people, they're trying to hide something maybe they feel is going to hurt their partner, but ultimately not telling the truth gets you in just the same predicament and situation. You've got, again, some people might be quiet about certain things, or you even have a situation where maybe somebody's upbringing. They feel like they couldn't be vocal, so maybe they might not be as comfortable, or they might need a little bit of work in that area. Maybe it's an outside thing they got to kind of fix within themselves. But anyway, we got into that conversation. Prince Daniel also dived into the question, what's the difference between a dominating person and a submissive? We got into that. GJ3 was even getting into some conversation in terms of like dominating people, how they can come off, and kind of was like, that's some toxic ways, but we also tied things into like a good positioning, and I really liked how Queen Lenore wrapped this one up, put this one together. You got to look at it like you got an owner, all right? You got maybe the head of the franchise, head of the company, estate, whatever you want to say, but you also do have people like the managers, people in the even higher up managing roles. They got to make sure things happen, make sure the groundwork's going on. So your dominating person might be the owner, the manager, whatever you want to say, or at the top of the tippity top. He's taking this wherever. He got the roadmap written and everything like that. But the submissive person is coming through, playing their role in a positive way and making sure things happen. So even though they might be looked at in a submissive role, they still are very equal in what they can both bring to the table. Jagged Little Edge also begged the question, as we were talking about different roles, can a submissive person run a household? Because I know a couple, and the submissive is one running things. And I definitely had to agree with Jagged Little Edge. The submissive person can get into it, and like Queen Lenore said, sometimes the submissive person, they want to actually handling and doing a lot more. So they definitely can end up in that light. GJ3 said, this last conversation that we got in on this cooking conversation in terms of your partner. What if your partner asked you, what would you like me to cook you? And then you just answer. Should you answer one or two? You gave two options. Well, you can cook good, or would you just say whatever you want to eat? I said, I'm going to say whatever I want to eat. And then he got into it a little bit more. And all that coming down to this last conversation where he said, all right, you want a pizza, all right? Your partner says, well, maybe I'm not really comfortable. I don't got a full grasp on a pizza. What if I go and get you a pizza from the store? We just go heat it up. The guy, he still wanted that person to still make pizza. So again, I said with that one, you don't know what you're gonna get. She says she didn't necessarily want to make it. Go for a magic, whatever. I don't know what's gonna manifest from that. But you got into it further. Lena also gave the recommendation of just taking that time and watch you cook together. And that's I feel like a good way to get into it as well. You got a partner that wants to cook you something, but maybe not know how to get into it like that. Maybe not tap in the kitchen bag like that. A good way you could bring that is have a good couple bonding time and get into the kitchen together. Share that moment. So definitely appreciate all the good conversations we had today. E-Money, he said, miss you guys, fam. I'll be around more than now that work is slowing down. All right, E-Money. Definitely nice to see you in the building. And like Queen Lenore said, we do miss you. All right. Then he said, my husband and I have an anniversary this month. It will be 45 years, so I have a lot of cooking experience, and so does he. Well, congratulations on that, Lena, and thank you for announcing that to everybody. Queen Lenore want to know what's that day. All right, it's this month, but what's the day? Because February, look, we almost at the 20th right now. You ain't got many more days left. All right, so Lena, what's that date? February what? So we can make sure that we wish you a happy anniversary. And GJ3 said, bottom line, if you ask her when y'all first start seeing each other, what do I got to do for this relationship? For you in this? Ooh. Let me just get myself right. Bottom line, if you ask her, all right, when y'all first start seeing each other, what do I got to do for you in this relationship? Just listen to her answers. And then if you want her to elaborate on anything or about anything that she said, we're still waiting for the other one. But I think he's just going to say, just ask. Then now, be ready to ask her nicely. I would like the Temptations. Treat her like a lady. And then talk right to each other, because that's what any becoming king and queen should be learning to do for each other. Absolutely, GJ3. I like the way you wrap that up. And Lena said it's on the 23rd.
Oh, what we doing?
All right. So
Are we celebrating?
Lena, Queen North Side, are we celebrating? That's the question. Are we celebrating? How are we celebrating? Let's get into it.
What we doing?
But I definitely like what GJ3 said, so I'm gonna overall read it as it's all set together. Bottom line, if you ask her, y'all first start seeing each other, what do I gotta do for you in this relationship? You gotta listen to her. All right, listen to her answers, and if she wants you, or if you want to elaborate on anything, or I got something to ask about anything she said, then I'll be ready to ask her nicely. All right, and like the Temptations say, treat her like a lady. All right, and just
right.
talk right to each other, because that's what any becoming king and queen should be learning to do for each other. Absolutely. Lena said, she said, I'm going to be cooking. All right.
It's in my plate.
Lena, she said, send her play. I'm sure you caught her on there. But on that note, y'all, we had a really good time here on Love Lounge. If you guys want any other questions or any other topics or anything, y'all can go ahead and drop them in the chat. We might even bring some for next week. So if you want to even take the time and comment on this live as it is posted up as a video, do so, because I definitely am always willing and ready. And Queen Lenore loves to talk about relationships. So we got just different ideas and topics that we'd love to hear from y'all as well. But on that note, we're going to go ahead and close out by saying, remember to love and live each day as if it were your last. Thank y'all for watching. I'll take care.
Step into the light where hearts unwind, conversations deep where love's defined, in the realm where truth takes the stage. Love Lounge opens up the page. Love Lounge, just take a dive into stories that keep love alive. Feel the pulse, hear the vibe. On Love Lounge we thrive. Whispers of wisdom in every word, connecting hearts that might have blurred. Feel the rhythm of every beat. Love Lounge, the place where souls meet. Love Lounge, just take a dive in stories that keep love alive. Feel the pulse, hear the vibe. On Love Lounge we thrive. On Love Lounge we thrive. On Love Lounge we thrive. From passion's peak to tender care, journey with us, we share, we dare. A space for hearts to bear their truth. Love Lounge, bringing fresh roots. Love Lounge, just take a dive in stories that keep love alive. Feel the pulse, hear the vibe. On Love Lounge we thrive. Love Lounge we thrive. Love Lounge we thrive. On Love Lounge we thrive. Love Lounge we thrive. On Love Lounge we thrive. Love Lounge, just take a dive into stories that keep love alive. Feel the pulse, hear the vibe. On Love Lounge we thrive. Love Lounge, just take a dive.